Hey, welcome back to Studio Time. Today we are doing one of my favorite things, and that is setting up another studio. So this studio I have is where I do all of my sessions and work and videos and all that. But upstairs in this house is where my studio used to be. And we're gonna be turning that room into a production room. And I'm gonna take this opportunity to introduce you to my friend, amazing songwriter and producer musician, Gabe Neal, who is running the room upstairs. So I'm very excited to level up this production room just a little bit. We're gonna be adding some new things that the sponsors of this channel have sent over for us to test and put to use. So we'll get into that, but in the meantime, let's get started. Fun fact, this is the biggest room in the whole studio house. All right, I guess we gotta take that down, take apart your system here. This is the old flat workspace, which is actually really nice too. And set this puppy up. All right, you guys got this? All right, cool.
So my dad and I built this desk, actually. Me and my dad just got a piece of butcher block from Lowe's or Home Depot. I kind of just did like a rough sort of design based on that. The only legs I had though were these IKEA things.
So we're gonna go ahead and take this desk apart, disconnect all the gear, and start assembling the new studio desk that will be up here and reconnect all of the equipment that will be set up on the desk and make it as focused and ideal for Gabe and his workflow for songwriting and producing and mixing, as focused as possible.
This is why this desk is a big upgrade for me. If you take a look at the back of the desk here, you'll see we made these little cable pathways here for management, but there's just too many, so I just had to screw in random screws to kind of act as like bumpers, I guess.
We'll get rid of this guy and that guy, and it'll be, actually you'll have more space. More space for guitars. I'm gonna have to put some guitars up here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue.
On days like this, I desperately want to eat like chips and dip type food, you know, when you're doing projects.
We're burning so many calories.
But I just know that I do that, I'm gonna have greasy fingers and it's gonna be all over this desk.
Oh, and that looks like a grease magnet to that color.
So we got cranking away on assembling this new studio desk. And fun fact, this is like, I think, serial number 2 of this desk that was sent out. And I got it before the assembly video for the desk was live. So I was kind of winging it, and yes, no surprise here, I wound up building it and having to kind of take it apart and redo the order because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but eventually we got it together. So if you pick one up, I would strongly recommend watch the assembly video, put it together in the right order so you don't have to waste time. Now out with the old desk and in with the new. We're gonna get the desk centered to the exact position and start reconnecting the rig. I got the goods.
It's a peace offering.
Because this is the vocal production room, we got a sweet pre, and we're gonna stick this sweet compressor in there. Beautiful. The wonderful new blue stripe.
Shiny.
So the idea here is we have this studio house, and you have the ability to actually do co-writes, pre-production demos, do some vocals, basically get the track as far as we can in the production room upstairs, and then we can come down here in the full studio and do the final record. So as a part of this production room upstairs, we have the desk. I have the Barefoot 01 footprint speakers up there, which are incredible. That's actually what I used to use up there. And we're also gonna be upgrading the interface that was up there. We're gonna be setting up a new interface up here so that we have more than one input. And this was sent to us by Antelope Audio. This is called the Zen Quadro. So this is going to take the place of his previous interface and his previous monitor controller in one unit. Now this interface is what they call a 14 by 10, so you technically have 14 inputs, but there are 4 XLR 1/4-inch combo jack with mic pre's. So you got 4 mic pre's that you can come in mic level or line level into, and then you also have on the side an ADAT input, so you can expand 8 more line ins via ADAT, and then of course 2 SPDIF. So this interface is now going to allow him to go up to 14 inputs, but have 4 microphones plugged directly in, or if he wants to do line in on one of the inputs. The other upgrade with this interface is it has 2 headphone outputs so that he can have his own headphone mix, and then he can send a separate headphone mix to the singer or artist that he's working with. You've got your display here, you've got your level control. You can click this, turn it off and on and mute. This is really a simple interface, and it's just going to allow Gabe and whoever is up in the production room to have a more versatile setup in a compact form factor. And one of the channels will be obviously this external mic pre, the WA73, that'll be hitting the blue stripe. So you have sort of your
Vocal.
everything chain, the everything mic.
Yes.
Dude, you're going all black, black on black.
Gorgeous. That's pretty.
Guys, the internet's gonna love this with a USB-C cable. Oh, and that's a nice cable too, dude. Look at that.
Rated?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay,
That's clutch.
Angela.
We just installed the latest firmware update here. So we're gonna get the software installed, which is their control panel, so that you can monitor things however you want, route things however you want internally.
Great.
Activate. You have successfully activated your device.
Beautiful.
Please make sure to power off or unplug all peripheral device.
They do that chair so loud. Just like.
It's also like feels like a flat plank of wood.
I honestly would rather sit on a throne. Like I'd literally straight up rather sit on a drum throne than that.
I did. So here's our control panel. As you can see, preamps, add your effects, band fader, whatever. Your USB I/O, USB 2. So what's cool is you can actually come out of this into like a iPhone.
Oh, cool.
And use it as your audio device for your stream.
Oh, sick.
Or something like that. iPad, whatever.
Oh, and control everything on the computer. Awesome. Yep. That's really great.
And then obviously, this is very similar preamp.
Yep.
For both, and you can see we're coming in TRS on 3/4, so it just defaults to line input. So now that we've got the new arrangement in this room, some things have changed from how it was set up before. Primarily the desk. The previous desk was a very large surface area in front of the speakers, and this desk takes up much less space and has much less surface area, which actually creates a better listening environment. So as everything comes together with the new setup, we want to listen to some mixes, adjust the speaker placement, do some measurements to make sure things are equal from left to right, and that it feels good to work in there.
and put 4. Wanna be in love. What's your favorite ice cream? Know a place we can go if you got no plans. Do you like scary movies? Move too fast, wanna not look back, wanna hear him call his face.
All right, so Gabe, show us what's going on over here now that it's complete.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. We have this new Danger Fox desk, which is their most affordable product, I believe. This is awesome, kind of sub 1,000 price range. Built super well too, which is nice because having owned some other studio desks sort of in that price range, they can kind of be not the best, but they did a great job with this one. We're rocking 1073 into a 1176 Warren's new Bluey, which is awesome. This thing sounds great. Interface upgrade, rocking the Zen Quadro. Keep wanting to call it the Quattro. This is awesome. I've only been using it for maybe 2 or 3 days, but I kind of got the hang of it. Super quick, super functional. Software is nice.
So like the cable management with this desk, the way it was designed is there's like a shelf in the back to assist with hiding all of your crap, hard drives, any hubs. You could probably put a laptop back there, and then just any extra cabling, so you can see the top shelf is pretty clean up here. There's even a little cable pathway there. And then back here, obviously Gabe doesn't have the speakers on the shelf. It's a pretty narrow, this is just 2 rack spaces. I think it's like 42 inches. But if you did, you have cable pathways to run things directly through back here. And then this shelf is where you can hide all of your junk so that you don't see those cables from the front, which just makes for a very professional and comfortable atmosphere.
Then yeah, I mean, pretty simple setup. MacBook to my monitor. I'm really in the box for the most part. So I'm mostly tracking vocals. Here are my 103. And then typically, yeah, there you go. And then typically that's the majority of my work outside of in the box stuff. I will track guitars occasionally, and for that I have this mic here, which is the LA120.
LA120.
Yep. So that's just there to quickly kind of grab acoustic stuff. Yeah, so I'm a producer-songwriter, so most of my time is split between songwriting and then finishing out productions for said songwriting. Even in songwriting sessions, I am sort of producing the whole time. I guess you'd call it like a tracks guy. I'm more of a pop songwriter, so I try to build out like a full production kind of in the songwriting session. So this kind of perfectly fits my workflow to just sit here, what people are writing, lay down whatever, you know, on whatever VST, blah, 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 and then just be able to slide over here, grab a guitar, slide back, cut a guitar part, and then typically we'll have like a floating SM7 or something throughout the room. Yeah, and then vocals are super straightforward. I don't have to move much, which I like. This Antelope has 2 headphone outs on the front, which is super easy, just to kind of for me to have a pair of cans, the vocalist to have a pair of cans, and just be able to quickly knock out vocals. And then when I'm here by myself, it's usually just cleaning up productions, tuning, editing vocals. And yeah, it's great for that. These Barefoots sound incredible.
Barefoots on these what are these, Ultimates?
Ultimate
Support?
Yeah.
With some ISO acoustics. Now we've got the whole production room pretty dialed in, and I'm somewhat envious of how much space there is. It's hilarious, being that I used to be up here, and if I was back up here, there wouldn't be space.
Well, yeah.
Because I have too much crap.
No, I remember, like, so for context, I know Andrew because I initially worked for him when I moved to Nashville, and that was when you were up here in this room. And if you watch the channel for a while, I'm sure you've seen this setup with the drums in the corner and then your podcast setup, everything sort of like crammed into this space. Functional, but definitely a change.
Big change. Now it is like a super comfortable place to bring people you're collaborating with to write and produce, and you know, get up and pace. You know, you could like go on walks. You could eat a snack and like go on a walk, knock your head a couple times.
Yeah, I've still done that like 4 or 5 times this week. Somehow forget it's there.
But Gabe has a great artist project, Just Friends, and then he is an excellent songwriter and producer who he collaborates with several other artists, and we've been taking some of the pre-productions you guys have been doing and then bringing in them downstairs and finishing them up in the studio downstairs recutting parts and just trying to put the
Elevates.
finishing,
Yeah.
elevate things,
Yeah.
put the finishing touches on it. And it's really cool to see this studio, this whole house be sort of like really purpose built and functional. Cheers to another epic studio setup. It never gets old. At some point I'm just gonna start a business where I just set up studios all the time. But seriously, this is very cool. One, it wouldn't be able to happen if it wasn't for you watching these videos and just following along the journey over the years. I owe all of it to you for just being here, but it really does mean a lot that anyone is interested in watching what the heck's going on over here. And for better or for worse, I love doing it. One thing I want to say is go follow Gabe. I'm gonna put links to his social media and some of the work he's done down below. Gabe is truly an inspiration to me. I'm so much more of a musician engineer than I am a producer songwriter, but I'm secretly in the background trying to get a lot better at the production side of things. And I'm probably gonna start releasing some music soon. I've been helping Gabe with a bunch of the projects that they're working on, as well as, we do other sessions here. But it's really cool to watch Gabe work and then be able to bring some of my strengths to the productions that he's doing, and we get to work together. It's like one of the most fun things to be able to work with your friends on music, and especially when it's good. I mean, God, that makes all the difference. So do me a favor and go give Gabe a follow. I think we're gonna do some stuff together, maybe here on some videos, and share some production breakdowns and just tips and things like that from how he works, because we work in very different ways. He's very much in the box, and I think there's a lot of value that both you and I can get from different in-the-box workflows. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you can see some of that when it comes up. A couple notes on some of the products that we used in this setup. First thing, the interface is the Zen Quadro. I'll put a link to it down below. Both me and Gabe have come from the Universal Audio Apollo workflow into the Antelope Audio ecosystem, and from a glance before I switched, I was really nervous about the switch, and I've been lucky to have a couple friends who are already in that ecosystem who made me feel better about it, and the switch was honestly very easy. And now my workflow is, I'm sorry to say, but a lot better than it was before, meaning I don't have to interface as much with the interface. So that's a big relief. And if you do wind up picking up any of their interfaces, use the discount code below to save some money. I have a 10% discount code that you can copy, go to Antelope's website, put it in the coupon code, and you'll save 10%. And if you pick one up and you want to learn how to use some of the software, I've made some videos on this channel about it. Just go find those videos. The speakers are the Barefoot Footprint 01s. I've got links to those down below. They're absolutely one of my #1 recommended speakers for people to get. Actually, I had the Footprints and have tried them now in 3 different studio setups, and they've been amazing in all of them. So I'll link those down below. Those are affiliate links, so it's another way to support the channel if you're already picking up some gear. Last one is the desk. If you didn't notice, that is a Danger Fox desk. This is a brand new product from Danger Fox. It's called the ES, the Essential Studio. Now this is a much smaller desk. This is a brand new product from Danger Fox. It's under $1,000. Wherever you can get it, I'll link it down below. But my own personal note, if you go with the Danger Fox product, is expect it to take a while. These are complicated desks to make, and it's an extremely small company. I mean, Danger Fox is a less than 5-person operation. So these things take time. There's a lot of attention and detail that goes into them. The idea with this ES Danger Fox desk is that it's much easier to make. It takes up less wood, so it's way faster to cut. It's a much simpler design. I know Aaron, I'm very close with Aaron, the owner of Danger Fox, so I'm very familiar with all of the inner workings and difficulties of making physical furniture and shipping it around the world. And he wanted to make something that was attainable for people who are just getting started, working out of bedrooms and smaller home studios for under $1,000 that's actually high quality and that he can make faster. So I think his goal is to be able to have them shipped in just a few weeks after order. Now, my personal recommendation is to just expect a long time. Expect that desk to take 3 to 6 months to show up at your door after you order it. If your expectation is for it to take a long time and it shows up before, you'll be happy. You don't want to expect it soon and then it take longer. You will be angry, you will be upset. As far as the other products, like their bigger, way more expensive desks, I would expect that to take a year, at least as of right now, until that company is able to scale a little bit. It just takes a really long time. And if you want nice stuff from a very small company, you gotta wait. So that's my personal take on this. And by the way, Danger Fox is not paying for this video. This is not technically a sponsored video by them, but they did send this new desk over for our production room upstairs, and it is sweet, so I had to put it in here. But that's my personal note on ordering it. The best products you can get as far as studio furniture, but they take a little bit of time. And if you're in the midst of setting up a new studio or adjusting your studio, the one thing you know is that this stuff takes time. And it's not always as fun as it looks in these videos. My goal is to make these videos fun, but sometimes it's work and sometimes it's timely and costly, and yet here we are. So whatever it is that you're working on, I wish you luck in it. Take your time, have some fun, set up the space to be exactly how you want it to be, to work for your goals and outcomes that you want. That's the best way to plan for a studio. If you have any questions, by the way, you can leave them down below, or you can actually book a personal call with me. I do consultations almost exclusively on this topic. Now, I'm not saying I'm not happy to talk about other stuff, but the majority of the calls are people who are setting up their studios and they have some questions about whether it's gear or arrangement or connections or design or just whatever. Like we do a lot of these calls. It's a lot of fun to get to chat with you and hear about what you're working on and your goals and try to help you accomplish them. So if you want to book a call, check out my website down below, andrewmastersmusic.com, and I'll see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.